talk about the petrodollar for a second. Most people don't even know what the petrodollar is. What's the petrodollar and what's happening to it?
Well, that was created in the early 1970s, and the idea was all energy and global currency, particularly energy markets, would be based on U.S. dollars. So that allowed the United States to do a lot of bad fiscal policies, overspending, debt, inflation, and we could still have, I guess the best way to say it is the wind would still be at your back because the global currency was the U.S. dollar. Well, lo and behold, the Biden administration's accelerated a trend that you do not want to accelerate, and that was the insane over-sanctioning of Russia, economic sanctions against Russia. And I wrote this at the time. It wasn't just U.S. government. It was Apple. It was every other woke corporation, literally taking products and services away from Russian citizens, all to punish Putin. Well, what it did is it forced Russia and China into an alliance. It forced India closer to China. It forces all of these other allies we had been courting, particularly places like Africa, closer to China. And now China is introducing its currency to try to do as a national currency to replace the U.S. dollar. And now the U.S. dollar is it's not so automatic that countries want to do it. So long term, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, this is a very serious threat economically to the United States if we lose the petrodollar. And I wrote about that in my book, The Great Reset, quoting the great Ron Paul talking about that.
Well, at least we still have a strong Strategic Petroleum Reserve, Mark.
Yeah, as you drained to levels not seen since the 1970s. And of course, if he goes to refill it up now, the government will be paying a lot more. Trump actually wisely filled it up when gas prices were significantly cheaper during the boom times of the Trump administration, particularly with energy. We were in an energy renaissance under Trump. And that is what we're facing. As we look around the world, this is just economic and energy. It's a wasteland, what they've been able to accomplish. And just, are we only halfway? Is it 2 years? Am I off a year? I can't remember. I think we're only 2 years into Biden. And this is what they've accomplished. This is what happens when you allow this virtue signaling rhetoric to become reality. In other words, the net zero, all these climate goals. You go back to Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was governor of California, 2006. The California climate bill is historic. Schwarzenegger's a climate hero. None of the things that affected California today were actually implemented when he was still governor. It was all pushed off in the future. So he was a hero. But now the reality is hitting across all sectors. And of course, they're trying to intentionally collapse energy, food, transportation. And of course, if you complain, they're collapsing our free speech as well. This is all well underway. This is what we need to fight. We need to just say it outright, Jesse. We are opposed to net zero. We need to get Republicans to stop talking about it. We need to get Speaker McCarthy to stop doing videos where, well, we support climate solutions. We're going to plant trees and we're going to do carbon capture, going right along with the whole. He doesn't challenge the science. He says, we believe it's a problem, but we're going to plant trees. Republicans are for good old solutions, too. That's the message from Capitol Hill. That's what we're dealing with.
Do you enjoy watching that? Would you like some more of me? Good. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will enjoy it.